Have you ever heard someone say a team that's 2-5 can still win the Super Bowl? Sounds crazy, right? Well, Dan Orlovsky actually said exactly that about the Baltimore Ravens. And the reason why has everything to do with Lamar Jackson. But what he revealed goes way beyond simple optimism. There's something different happening inside this team, something no one's seen yet, and it could change everything starting this week. And the wild part? The more you listen to what Orlovsky said, the more it starts to make sense. Because what's coming next might be the beginning of a comeback no one saw coming. And once you understand what's happening in Baltimore right now, you'll see exactly why so many people are starting to believe again. When a team starts the season 2-5, most people check out. It feels like the year's over, like all the chances are gone. But Dan Orlovsky, the former QB and current ESPN analyst, sees something totally different. He truly believes the Ravens can still make a Super Bowl run. And the main reason is simple: Lamar Jackson. For Orlovsky, the return of number 8 could change everything. The rhythm, the energy, and even the team's entire mindset for the rest of the season. He explained that the NFL hasn't seen the real version of the Ravens yet. That this offense, finally healthy with Lamar back in charge, is still a mystery. According to him, what's coming is a new and dangerous version of Baltimore, one capable of surprising the entire league. And this isn't empty talk. Orlovsky believes the team has a strong foundation, a loaded roster, and a quarterback with all the motivation in the world to prove they're still alive. Lamar has been sidelined for weeks with a hamstring injury, and the team clearly felt his absence in every game. But what's really standing out now is how he's coming back, locked in, focused, and ready to lead in a completely different way. That shift in mindset, Orlovsky says, could be the difference between a team that just survives the season and one that comes back to life at exactly the right time. And if you know Lamar, you know that when he plays with that kind of fire, everything around him changes. Orlovsky's comments brought back something Baltimore seemed to have lost: hope. He wasn't just talking about talent or X's and O's. He was talking about attitude, leadership, and belief. When a player like Lamar decides to take control, the whole locker room feels it. And that transformation, that spark inside the team, is what started to make people wonder what's really coming next. Because Lamar's comeback isn't just physical, it's mental. And that mindset became even clearer when you see what he did behind the scenes before he even stepped back on the field. Before even returning to practice, Lamar Jackson made it clear something needed to change. After watching the team let several wins slip away, he decided to take action. He personally asked the staff to remove all distractions from the locker room, anything that could take the group's focus off football. It might sound small, but for a roster drowning in frustration and doubt, that was a powerful message. The time for excuses is over. That kind of move shows a different Lamar. He's always been competitive, but now he's stepping into a whole new level of leadership. He's not just coming back to play, he's coming back to take charge. And that completely shifts the mood around this team. Both the veterans and younger players can feel it when their leader decides to carry the team on his shoulders. Suddenly, frustration turns into focus. Orlovsky pointed out that this shift might be even more important than any tactical adjustment. Lamar is rebuilding the team's competitive spirit from the inside, and that kind of transformation doesn't show up in the box score, but it defines a season. The fact that the quarterback himself took the initiative says everything about how much he believes they still have time to turn things around. Now, with their leader back and the focus restored, the next step is turning that energy into results. And that's where Orlovsky's main point comes in. The real potential of this Ravens offense hasn't been unleashed yet, but it might be about to. When Dan Orlovsky calls the Ravens offense the biggest mystery in the NFL, he's not kidding. Nobody really knows what to expect, because his version of the team, with Lamar back and everyone healthy, hasn't played a single snap together. It's like we're about to see something completely new. An offense full of weapons the rest of the league hasn't even had a chance to figure out yet. Orlovsky knows that when everything clicks in this system, Baltimore's offense can be lethal. It's the perfect mix of Lamar's unpredictability, a powerful running game, and creative play design. The problem so far is that something has always been missing, whether it was a healthy offensive line, a reliable receiver, or Lamar himself. Now, with all those pieces back, The analyst believes we're about to see the most dangerous version of this Ravens offense since Lamar took over. And this isn't just hype, it's timing. The defense is still adjusting. The team desperately needs wins, and this stretch of the season demands answers. When you got a quarterback like Lamar, that pressure can turn talent into production. Orlovsky sees it clearly. The biggest advantage Baltimore has right now isn't what they've already shown. It's what no one's seen yet. That belief makes even more sense when you look at who's coming back. Key players are returning, and that could completely change how this offense operates. Those reinforcements could reignite everything that once worked, and maybe even push this team to an entirely new level.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
One of the biggest reasons for Orlovsky's optimism is how much stronger the roster is getting. The return of Ronnie Stanley gives Lamar something he's been missing, real protection. With his left tackle back, he finally has time to read defenses, improvise, and let the game flow the way he likes it. That alone changes everything for this offense. But there's more. The addition of DeAndre Hopkins gives Lamar a proven target. Someone who can win one-on-one battles, create separation, and give him a reliable option when the pressure's on. Orlovsky believes that with protection up front and new weapons on the outside, we could see the best version of Lamar yet. One that balances instinct with control, creativity with discipline. This more complete version of the Ravens' offense is what Orlovsky calls a sleeping giant. A unit that hasn't played a single snap together, but one with the potential to explode from the very first drive. And if that chemistry builds quickly, the impact could be immediate, not just on the scoreboard, but on the team's overall confidence too. And now, all eyes are on what comes next. The timing couldn't be more symbolic. Lamar's comeback game, in his home state of Florida, against a team that's the perfect test for this new-look offense. Fate lined things up perfectly. Lamar Jackson's return happens in Florida, his home state. And the opponent? The Miami Dolphins. A defense that ranks among the league's most generous when it comes to giving up yards, making this the ideal chance for Baltimore's offense to test its rhythm, chemistry, and confidence. It's the kind of matchup where everything can finally click. For Orlovsky, this game could be a turning point. If the Ravens show real progress here, it could reignite belief inside that locker room and completely change the trajectory of their season. It's the perfect setup to prove this team isn't done, that they can still compete with the league's best, and that the Super Bowl dream isn't dead after all. Of course, it's not just about the offense. The defense needs to step up too, after weeks of inconsistency. This matchup against Miami is a testing ground for both sides of the ball, a chance to adjust to reset, and to prove Baltimore still has the balance to fight back. Everything comes down to this moment. Lamar's return, the renewed focus, and the first real test of a team that wants to prove it still has life. And if Orlovsky's right, this could be where the Ravens' comeback story officially begins, where the rest of the NFL realizes the giant everyone counted out might be waking up. In the end, what Dan Orlovsky said wasn't just a hot take. It was a warning. He sees something in the Ravens that most people have stopped noticing, a team that's still dangerous, still hungry, and led by a quarterback ready to rewrite the story of this season. Lamar Jackson looks different now, more mature, more vocal, and surrounded by a roster that's finally healthy enough to fight beside him. Now, it all depends on what they do with this opportunity. If this offense truly is everything Orlovsky believes it can be, Baltimore could shock everyone and turn a disastrous start into one of the best comeback stories of the year. But what do you think? Does Lamar still have what it takes to lead this team to the Super Bowl? Because if this turnaround really starts now, we might be witnessing the beginning of something much bigger than anyone imagined.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.